Hey guys, this is Eric Crownover from Nerdy Geek Talks for all your nerdy geeky needs. Here with episode 53 of Steel City Bots. And yay, it's recording now. We've done a couple starts.
Yay!
Joining me tonight, we have the ever so salty Soundjack.
What?
What am I, a seaman?
I don't think you could say that. This is public access TV.
That is not what he said. But anyways, we have Jared. Jared, how are you doing?
I'm back, baby! Because I haven't been on for the past couple episodes.
See, it's hard because I don't know who was and wasn't on last week because I wasn't. So it's like...
It was
was
just me, Soundjack, and Chris.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
I wasn't on for the past couple episodes because we, as you guys probably know, we've changed our recording schedule, and I had to do a availability change at work, and it took a while for it to actually go into effect. So as of right now, I'm pretty sure it's all in effect, so I should be good to record like from here on out, unless we make another recording date change.
Hopefully not for this show.
Yeah.
Hopes.
Miguel, how are you tonight?
Pretty good. I missed all of those attempted recordings because my computer had 10% battery left, so I had to go running around trying to find my charger to realize that it was underneath a blanket in my room.
Good job.
Nice.
Oh, maybe that's where my headphones are then.
No.
Oh,
Not
Okay.
your
Soundjack.
blanket, my blanket.
Soundjack, how
Oh.
are you? I realized I didn't actually ask how you were. I just called you salty. Sorry.
And you wonder why I'm
I
salty?
was just gonna say, and that is hence his saltiness.
Well, I'm salty. I am exhausted. But I'm here.
He's
and
dedicated.
I'm okay.
This is what dedication sounds like, folks.
You sound
Soundjack
drunk.
Is it Soundjack or me?
As Joe Burr as a sudge.
Oh yeah. Okay, there we go. All right, and
I'm often told I
just
sound
had
like
to be-
I,
unless-
so I know the feeling.
and then last but definitely least, we have Zeus. How are you, Zeus? I'm just kidding. You're not least. You're definitely like middle. I promise.
Thanks. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I nearly missed this recording though because I had to cut down part of a tree. Unrelated. Does anyone know how to get sap off of your hands?
Lick them. I've told you this several times now.
There's dirt though. I'm not gonna lick them.
Deal with it. You cut down the tree.
There's-
You have to deal with the consequences now.
But the tree's still there, and my hands are sappy, and it's uncomfortable.
If no one was there, would the tree cut itself down, or would it stay
No. No, it
Well,
would
we'll
not.
never know because my neighbor was there.
there? Okay. Anyways.
Also, Zeus.
Wait, I was.
Also, Zeus' legitimate answer. At best, wash your hands. That's all you can really do.
I
had to-
did that like 4 times though.
Yeah, it's the best you can do, really. So I had to have tree branches in my locker for like half of a semester trying to work on a science fair project, and the professor would never see me when I needed her to.
Oh, that's rough.
My tree smelled like sap for the entirety of that time.
You had a locker in college?
High school.
Okay, you said professor. That's why I was confused.
There can be
It was
professors
a
in high
boarding
school.
It was a
Oh,
boarding-
okay.
I didn't know there were professors in high school, but anyways.
Well, I might also.
There's a PE teacher in my middle school that was a doctor.
Why were they a PE teacher if they were a doctor?
I don't know. Everyone just always had to refer to them as doctor.
I mean, there was a doctor in my university's animation department.
There's a doc.
Yeah, but
there's a
like,
doctor in my high school or my.
there's
No, but
Middle
no,
s-
he was a medical doctor.
no, but even still, there's a big difference between animation department and high school PE teacher.
Oh, it
Yeah,
wasn't
I'm
even
just-
high
I'm just
school.
saying.
It wasn't even high school. It was middle school.
Oh God, I don't think he knew what he was doing with his life in that case,
Yeah.
or he really hated
Oh, and it-
himself. One of the two.
Also, It was a woman. I didn't
Oh.
think that would become necessary information, but it has
Then
apparently.
I think she hated herself then, because I don't know who with a doctorate would put themselves through middle school gym class. That is, oh gosh, that's rough. But anyways, moving on to more positive news. Soundjack, what is our history lesson of the week? Actually,
Well-
history lessons.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you incorrect fool, that there are actually two history lessons
See,
this
I
week.
told you, Soundjack is salty this week.
Maybe because you forgot to ask him how he is this lovely night.
I did remember, just later.
Eventually. But
It would
the
have been a
history
lot
lesson-
funnier if just halfway through the episode,
I
Eric
realized
just shouted,
it.
"Oh wait, Soundjack, how are you?"
Anyway,
Yeah.
the history lessons of the week. The history lessons are actually for September 23rd, actual day we're recording this podcast on a Sunday, because the last couple of weeks have been distilled for the Monday of the week. So the two history lessons we have are in 1976. IDW artist Andrew Griffith is born, and I got to remember exactly what art he did. I know he did art that I really like. I just forget what it is. Right. He did a substantial portion of the Transformers robots in disguise stuff. That's his main thing. And as well, the other history lesson is that on this day in 1985, the Generation 1 episode Autobot Spike premieres in the US. Yes, the favorite episode where Spike gets his brain implanted into a mishmashed Frankenstein Otron or whatever, and goes on a rampage.
It's creepy.
Yes. Yes,
Creepy.
it
That
is.
sounds
Whether you're a
amazing.
kid or an adult, it's creepy.
Yes. Yes,
Is
it
it-
is.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how creepy?
Zeus.
Thanks.
See, but does that mean that it's not that creepy? Or does that mean it's very creepy?
I don't know. I just assumed you thought I was a creep.
Well, if you think you're a creep, then I guess you are. But anyway.
This is some weird, mind politics you're pulling on me.
Alright.
We're all peace and love here at Steel City Bots.
Yeah, really.
Except for Eric, who kind of hates everyone under the surface.
It's true. Before we get to, we're going to do what did everyone get this week, but before we even get there and get to news, I just want to point out that if you're listening to this episode, the new Bumblebee trailer has dropped. We are not going to discuss that Bumblebee trailer in this episode because we are recording hours before it is going up. There will be a podcast going up the day that it airs, and it will be us, literally an entire podcast of us just breaking it down, basically what we did for the first trailer. So even though there have been tidbits leaking out on Instagram and such that showcase various discussion topics, big deal things, we're going to wait
Yeah.
for the entire trailer.
That's
air.
assuming they're real, because I don't know how many comments I've seen throughout the day of people being like, I'm gonna wait until we can prove it's real.
Yeah, I've seen a surprising amount of people thinking it's not legit.
I mean, it very much it could be, but also it looks just off enough that it could potentially be not.
I'm
Well, again,
pretty certain that's
cool.
too well done to be fake. But
Yeah.
again, we will see literally in mere hours from now. So if you're listening to this, you already know the
You'll
answer most likely.
Yeah.
Unless
But-
you have no idea what we're talking about, in which case, ask us. That's what Twitter is for.
True
This
dat.
is assuming you aren't listening to this like hundreds of years in the future.
If you're listening to
World
this hundreds of years in the future, that's
Ask
amazing.
me. I'm immortal.
I bet I'll be a cyborg. But anyways, yeah, I just want to point that out there. So if you're listening, we are going to discuss various news, but we are not going to discuss Bumblebee trailer. That will get its own separate podcast. Basically, I think it should be going up the same day, just later, as this will be, if uploading is fixed by then. So, but yeah, anyways, that is about it for that announcement. So let's get into what we got this week. Let's just speed through this. Jared, what did you get this week?
First two things. I went to the other day. I went for a walk, or I had a walk to work. Was early. Stopped at the exchange, and I found a Classics Jetfire and Classics Optimus Prime, like mint in box. Like the boxes were completely sealed, and I'm like, heck yeah, I'm gonna get these guys. So I got them, and later that, later that day, these other bots came in. I also got Power of the Primes, Nemesis Prime. I got him. He's an awesome figure. No clue why I didn't get him earlier. Other than that, I got Punch Counter Punch. He's way better than I was expecting, and I had some pretty high expectations for him. And after that, I got Ultra Shockwave from Cyberverse. He's a really good figure. It pretty much takes any little flaws from the Warrior Shockwave figure and improves upon it, except for the fact that he has no elbow articulation. But
well, on one arm, you can't. As you see, you can't just say that because that's not true.
Yeah.
Like, he does have elbow articulation. That's misleading. It's just not on the gun arm.
Yeah, the gun arm suffers for the gimmick, but you can still get him in some really cool poses with the like the static arm.
He doesn't suffer for the gimmick like some others.
Yeah, Shockwave's like the only character that doesn't like majorly suffer for the gimmick.
Which is good.
Yeah.
What is your favorite figure you got out of all of those? If you had to pick just one, right off the bat.
Probably Shockwave, to be honest.
Really? You like him more than Nemesis Prime,
Oh,
Punch, Counter
Prime.
Punch, all that stuff?
This Shockwave is just like legitimately very, very good.
That's sweet.
Like-
All right. I know. I'll accept that answer. I'm just making sure that you mean it.
Like, I found myself messing with this Shockwave more than any of the other figures that I got. And I got all these literally at the same day.
Yeah, so that's cool. Let's go with... You know what? Let's mix things up. Soundjack, you're up next.
Okay. I got a bunch this week, actually.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. I definitely did. First thing first, Power of the Primes, Punch, Counter Punch. Like Jared said, amazing, wonderful figure. Very curious to see how else this is going to be used, because I'd be very surprised that this was a one-off figure. Very pleased. Also very nice to have, since I have a G1 Punch Counter Punch. And I'm surprised Eric hasn't made a comment regarding me forgetting to put out the red hands for the punch mode.
Oh my god, that bothered me so much in your pictures. Like, we even talked about it on the show multiple times about how cool it was that they gave them separate hands, and then in all your pictures you didn't use the separate hands, and it made me very sad.
So you've moved down from the forearms to the hands.
Just for Soundjack.
Next is going to move up to the bicep.
It's just amazing that it has 4 hands, and then someone neglects to photograph. No, but like, I did leave comments on every single picture that he posted of that figure. I'm not gonna lie. I was your Nautica person.
No, you were not.
You're right. I didn't like. Did he comment over and over and like threaten you?
Yep. Commented over and over, threatened me with death, I'm pretty sure. Said some very, very mean things.
All right,
which you'd never do.
Give me 5 minutes. I'm just kidding. I will not say mean things about you.
If you said the kind of mean things he did, I'd probably punch you. I'm kidding. I'm not a violent person, but I would not be happy. I'd be very unhappy. More unhappy than I am now, because of how salty I am. Anywho, moving on. I'm tired. I apologize. Moving on. I had a good day at work on Wednesday, and I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to pick up myself a Cyberverse Scout Grimlock. So I picked up a Cyberverse Scout Grimlock, and he's pretty neat. Unfortunately, he does not have something closer to a proper quote-unquote, since it wouldn't be like perfect for the size class it is, T-Rex mode. But he's still neat. The paint on is nice. The face sculpt is nice. And just because of how the tails work, I like to spread them out so that they're like a wing pack, and I think that works very nicely. And honestly, that's like 80% of the fun I had with this figure, him having a wing pack. And he's certainly neat. And to be honest, I find him neat enough that I'm slightly considering if I were to get a representation of each character from the series, I'd probably do Scout class. He's got 5mm fists.
Don't check your Instagram till after the show.
Oh goodness.
I'm kidding. Well, kind of. I did leave comments. They were not mean death threats, though.
Well,
They were jokes. It's okay. What else did you get? Sorry.
Well, I got Scout Grimlock, and then I also got off of Amazon Cyberverse Ultra Class Shockwave that Jared also got. So that's very neat. And then I got three interesting figures. That I got this in a trade with Mateo Potato.
Cool dude.
Yeah, he's a very cool dude. I do have a video that's going to be going on my channel whenever I get a chance to edit the video of the unboxing of these figures, including the Ultra Class Shockwave, because I happen to get that Amazon package the same day.
What did you trade it?
Universe Powerglide.
Oh, okay.
I'm working on trading that to him technically because I want to clean out the battery compartment first.
I gotcha.
And get a review of that on my channel. And I'll certainly do that next once I get the battery compartment cleaned. I just need a little bit of time because this week is busy.
He's a bee.
Yes, that's going to be later on. But what I got from Mateo was TF 2010 hubcap, Beast Machine's Longhorn, and an animated Blur.
Now I want steak.
Why do you want steak? Because of Longhorn? Oh, Longhorn Steakhouse. Haha, very funny.
No,
is Longhorn the bull?
Actually, whenever I read that, I literally thought that I wanted steak, so.
Yeah.
Longhorn is such a weird figure.
Is such a weird figure.
Yeah, that looks
like,
so
robot
strange.
mode is so weird, but the transformation is actually pretty neat, and the alt mode is quite solid.
Had that guy when I was a kid. I think I still have him. I don't understand his arms.
I mean, he has molded, like the hooves of his front feet are just stuck in his hands. He's got like tiny molded hands, and I guess the hooves are supposed to be his weapons, but he can never take them off.
That's kind of funny. Okay.
And then he also
That's kind of neat.
And he also ends up with a gorilla arm joint because the ball joint is just bent in the wrong way for good robot mode articulation. But it's necessary for the transformation. So
5-year-old me spent hours contemplating how his arms were supposed to work. Like, what were his hands?
Yeah, I only know what
One of the great philosophical questions. What are Longhorn's hands?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I mean, really, if you
is
don't...
he your
the molded
favorite?
He turned out... He was surprisingly... Like, out of the ones I got from Mateo, he ended up being the most surprisingly enjoyable. Like, Blur, I'm really glad I got Blur. The one figure I longed for the most during animated was Blur because he just looked so cool on the peg, but I never ended up getting him. But holy crap, does he have to turn himself backwards to transform, basically. because because his head and chest is in the back of the car mode, but his shoulders are made up of the front wheels, and his feet are made up of the back wheels. So he's gonna have to do some gymnastics to transform. Though also, I will say Hubcap has a very neat kind of automorphy transformation going into robot mode, which is nice. Though he ends up substantially panelly on the back, especially. But hey, it's a movie figure. And then last thing I got yesterday, I went down to my alma mater to see a show. And I decided to poke my head into Target just to see if they had anything different on the shelves from my Target. And they, in fact, did, because they had a Studio Series Bumblebee Volkswagen body.
Who is the best Studio Series figure?
Is it?
I actually have to agree.
He's a good boy. He is a very small boy, but he's a good boy. I still haven't transformed him yet.
Would you say that he's the best? Oh, well, you haven't transformed him yet, so I feel like I can't ask you that question yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
do?
curious if you
Add
think
something.
he's the best of Studio Series.
Let us know.
Soundjack, after you're done, I have to add something. I knew I was forgetting something.
How
Wait,
dare you?
First, I want to know what his favorite figure that he got was, though, out of all of them. What would you say is your favorites so far, Soundjack?
Punch, Counter Punch, I've had quite a lot of fun with.
That's fair. I know someone
So I'll
else
just-
that's the favorite of.
With that, though, I do very much agree with Jared that Shockwave is a surprising delight.
That's really good to hear. I'm getting more and more excited for that Ultra Shockwave, so.
Yeah. Honestly, depending upon how the leader class looks, this might be my Shockwave for my generation's shelf.
That is. Wow.
To be
That
honest,
is wow.
I mean, honestly, the reason mostly is because in my head, I think the main those main Decepticons should be Voyager-sized: Megatron, Shockwave, Soundwave, Starscream.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the Megatron, I got the Shockwave. Now I just need a good Voyager Soundwave, and it sounds like we're getting a Voyager Starscream of sorts.
We already did Power of the Primes.
Oh, right, that one. I forgot about that. Yeah.
And we have Fall of Cybertron Soundwave. I don't like that Voyager Soundwave, though.
No.
But yeah.
I meant like G1 Soundwave, like if the Titans Return one was a Voyager size.
No,
like
yeah,
this.
I gotcha. Jared, what did you forget?
I forgot that I got Studio Series Ironhide as well.
How did you forget? I thought you said that was the best Studio Series figure so far.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, wait a minute, I'm forgetting something. I turn around and I see Ironhide just staring into my soul, and I'm just like, oops.
Man,
But
I'm jealous.
That Bumblebee is definitely second though. But yeah, this Ironhide is definitely number one in my book because he's just awesome. They got his pretty much got everything right, and I even said in the group chat like I have no clue how the movie masterpiece figure is gonna be able to top this, except for like what you said, which is like them making the front bumper disappear better.
Yeah, and he can open and close his mouth so he can talk.
I don't need a talking Ironhide.
Yes, you do.
Well, then you don't need an Ironhide.
I was going to say, you don't think you do, but you do.
But yeah, like, this figure is awesome. Everything, like, from the robot mode to the vehicle mode, like, once everything tabs in, it's rock solid. One complaint, though, is the instructions. They're horrid. Like, they are absolutely garbage.
See, that's why you just shouldn't read instructions in general.
But you need them for this figure because there's...
You think you do, but you can do it. I have faith.
You just need a good toy. You just need a good video on YouTube.
And that's why I went to, because, good God. Well, the transformation is not complicated or anything, but there's just a lot of like panel lining up.
All right.
And yeah, I think that's it. I'm pretty sure, like 98% sure that that's it.
Eric, why are we looking at your ceiling?
What?
What?
No, we're not. Zeus, you're
Yeah,
crazy.
Zeus, your computer's just weird. Miguel, what did you get this week?
A few things. Didn't talk about two of them last week since I wasn't around. One of them being Punch Counter Punch.
Which you got before everyone else.
I got him pretty early. Not everyone else. There were a few people on Twitter I knew who got him before me. But got two in because I wanted to display one is Punch and one is Counter Punch. Although one of mine has horrid QC and the other one is perfect, so it is what it is. I'm gonna try to see if I can get one at some point as a replacement. Amazon's not doing too hot right now with stock. They're perfect. I love them. They are the best figure. I'm sorry, Repugnus. You've been dethroned.
You were so confident in Repugnus, too.
I was rooting for Repugnus because Repugnus is a really good, really good. And I think in some respects there are some things that Repugnus does better, but nostalgia goggles are affecting me with Punch Counter Punch because I had the Rebirth on VHS as a kid and I loved Punch Counter Punch and was really sad when the Collector's Club, the original one, the Sideswipe mold, when that one came out, because that one was at the time very expensive for me and ended up being horrible. But yeah, got them. They're fun. Also, thanks to Soundjack, I now have Nova Star. Thank you once again for picking that up for me. I forget if people hate this mold or not. I think a lot of people get hung up with the backpack.
People seem to hate Moonracer, but not hate Firestar. It's kind of ironic.
I have a feeling it's because Firestar, just the paint is just.
Yeah, I was gonna say people already know what to expect, and she's so pretty. It's a combination of those facts. Like the colors are so good, and you already are aware that the mold kind of sucks. Well, it doesn't. I don't think it sucks, but it has its drawbacks.
Yeah, like
Eric, I sent a picture to the group chat of what I'm seeing from your camera.
But yeah, she's like I like the mold as Moonracer, so I'm now having it as Firestar or Nova Star, depending on if you want to be correct with what it says on the box.
If you don't want to get in trademark disputes with DC.
Yeah.
Or more trademark disputes with DC, I should say.
She's really fun, and the other thing, which don't really have much to speak to since I already have had the mold plenty of times. My Combiner Wars blades, I had left the gun in one of the sockets on the side of the helicopter mode, and it stressed the plastic, and then I left it there like an idiot. And over the year and a half or whatever that it was there, it cracked the plastic. So the figure being broken at that point, I was like, I need to replace this at some point. And I was able to finally find one for cheaper than I had seen it for literally like a year. And then after I bought it, I saw them for even cheaper the next like 2 weeks and was very, very upset. But I have one. I have one now. It's been in my car since I got it. I haven't taken it out of my trunk. It's just in its package in my trunk.
You've been looking for a new blades for like a long
Forever.
time. I was gonna say like I think as long as you've been on the podcast, pretty much.
Yeah, so for this entire year.
That. Yeah, I was gonna say you've mentioned that like very early on, so you've been looking for a while.
Mm-hmm. And I finally have one, and that's pretty much it.
Yay, your cycle on the show is complete. You can leave now.
Bye.
You're my weakest link. Goodbye.
We only wanted you when you wanted blades. Now that you have blades, we don't need you.
We only wanted you for your bladeslessness.
I mean, I had blades. It was just broken.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have given me the excuse to say bladeslessness.
Anywho. Now that joke's out of the way.
Miguel?
Yeah?
Oh, did you get anything else or no?
No, that was it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like needed to continue, but weren't continuing. Anyways,
No.
and then we already know your favorite is Punch Counter Punch. Zeus, what did you get?
No thanks to Soundjack. I got my own Nova Star at my Target. So, yeah.
Of course, no problem, Zeus.
No, it is a problem because I didn't get it from you.
He's
Come on,
sad
keep up.
because Soundjack managed to get me and Miguel Nova Star. Wait, did you get anyone else a Nova Star too?
Nope, there was only 3.
Yeah, no, it's fine because then I didn't have to pay shipping.
Yeah,
Or-
exactly. He saved you. He saved
Zeus
you
didn't.
money.
Well, Miguel didn't have to pay for shipping.
Well, yeah, but Miguel's a special exception.
Yeah. He was close enough to my girlfriend that we ended up using her as a courier.
I apologized to her after I picked it up. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, we won't make this a habit. She's like, oh, it's fine.
And then,
So,
like,
yeah,
in
I
2
got-
weeks, do you have the stuff? Just pulls out a transformer. It's the last time, I swear.
So yeah, I was in Target. I was actually looking to find another one of the VW Studio Series B because I wanted another one, and also I'm looking for one for a friend. I didn't find any, but I did find Nova Star, and she's nice. She makes a really good arm, I think. I'm very confused, though, because her robot mode is like... And Soundjack actually corrected me on this. It's 40% leg, 50% backpack, 10% to everything else. It's a lot of leg, and it looks kind of weird. Her feet are a little big, but the transformation is fun. There's a surprising amount of transformation to get her from a stick with arms to a stick with wheels.
Yeah, not gonna lie, it is more than you would expect to get. That's a really good description. Stick with arms to stick with wheels, with a surprising amount of steps in between.
There is there's a double waist rotation, and you have to do both in order to flip the torso open to put the head away. And then there are basically 2 knee joints, which you end up using when you put her in leg mode, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, there are a lot of moving parts to get from whatever her vehicle mode is supposed to be to her robot mode, and it's fun. I've been just transforming it back and forth for the past, I don't know, day and a half since I got her. And now I kind of want a moon racer because I like the way she looks as an arm, and I have my Inferno here, I've just been using Dreadwind and Blackwing for legs, and he just has no arms, so I kind of want to get the 2 of them together to be arms. Eric, you can see your bee face. You can stop.
Can you see him punching the screen though?
No, all I'm seeing is his bee
Because
face.
your camera angle is weird. I've had him punching the screen for the majority of the time you've been talking, actually.
No, all I saw was bee face. It's weird. It's zoomed in on just one corner of your room.
Eric.
Odd. What?
I'm also not entirely sure where the cockpit is supposed to be on this, because there's a clear part up at the front, and then there's also the clear part in the middle.
Exactly.
So
It's like a sunroof.
Oh, Soundjack.
Yeah,
Soundjack
but also
saw my
I
Instagram
think-
comic.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
So
thing
did
is-
Zeus.
yeah, I
How
like
did you say such things to me, nerd?
Yes, I called him a nerd over and over again in his Instagram posts.
The other thing is, I think had the back end of the vehicle mode been filled in, I think that actually would have worked really well as the front, just for me, because of the way the cockpit in the middle kind of cuts off. It looks more like the end closer to the front is what the end closer to the back should look like.
Eh.
I don't know exactly how to explain it, but just something about the alt mode is slightly off. I think maybe it's just because the the windshield thing kind of slopes backwards a bit.
Yeah.
Like it kind of sinks in the middle instead of just going straight down to the front.
Yep. But anyways, moving on to news, we have first off.
Wait, Eric, hold on, Eric? Did you talk about what you got at all?
I didn't get anything this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sad.
I was gonna say I thought we just kind of skipped right over you.
Nope.
And you're okay.
Nope,
well,
we
did, but it's because
I didn't forget myself. It's okay.
No, we did skip over you. It's just because you had nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
But we actually have a bit of somewhat breaking news. This is the first I've heard or seen of it, at least. Like literally just posted right before we started recording that I saw. I mean, yeah, it's today. I don't know what time of day it was posted, but anyways, it looks like we have Walgreens listings. Wait, what? When was it posted?
Definitely like after 5.
Okay,
I saw this while I was in rehearsal, and it was after we got the pizza.
Gotcha.
You guys got a pizza and you didn't tell me?
Well, you didn't rehearse for 10 hours, so you don't get a pizza. You don't get a pizza,
Yeah.
I know, but
you don't get the right to be salty, so ha!
I'd still like to know when people get pizza so I can vicariously eat pizza through them.
Oh, sure. I'll let you know when next I get pizza, and I'm sure you'll fly all the way across the country to see me just to have pizza.
It better happen.
No, I'm just gonna eat it vicariously.
But anyways, the news is that it looks like War for Cybertron Siege Ratchet, which we have seen in artwork, correct? Or we've just assumed based... Oh, we haven't. Okay. Just assumed based off of Ironhide existing.
Yeah, we've seen Red Alert, we've seen Prowl, who we haven't seen in toy form, and those are the only ones we haven't seen.
But War for Cybertron Siege Ratchet is coming, and it's a Walgreens exclusive. So basically, a year from now is when a lot of people are assuming we will be getting this. And yeah, also the deluxes are now priced at $19.99 at Walgreens instead of $17.99. Not surprising.
No, wrong.
What?
You misread that. Remaining at the current $17.99 rather than increasing to $9.
Okay.
Fool.
That's actually that's interesting.
Yeah. Speaking of, weren't deluxes supposed to jump up in price after Wave 3?
Yep.
Yes.
Nova Star was still like $17.
I don't think anyone has followed through.
Yeah,
honestly.
my guess is that we will see that happen with Siege, though, because we saw it happen with Studio Series.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm betting that
Everyone's like, no, because changing price lines partway through a toy line is just price points partway through a toy line is just weird. New toy line though, you better bet that they're doing it. I mean, it's possible. It's possible Walmart could ignore it again because didn't they ignore it with Studio Series? I mean, with Premier Edition, Barricade. Like whenever the deluxes started showing up at Walmart, weren't they supposed to be higher in price? Like, weren't the last night deluxes supposed to be 20, and then...
I thought they were 20.
They weren't at Walmart. At least some Walmarts, I believe.
At
least something was different, I think, so...
I mean, the Targets definitely had them at 20. But granted, I worked at Target, so that's where I cared most about.
You know, I think most places had them at 20. I think that that Walmart was the one ignoring that. But I'm not sure. Anyways, that is hilarious. I like Miguel sent a picture of the Titan Master Scorponok on Firestar's head.
That's not the Titan Master. That's the Botcon one.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I meant. I don't know why I said the Titan Master.
How dare you? How dare you get it wrong? You should know these things.
I should. But anyways, yeah, I think that's cool. I'm very much okay with that, with Ratchet being Walgreens exclusive. Are you guys disappointed that he's on a mainline release? Well, I mean, mainline, you know what I mean.
I mean, kind of, because, like, the last time, like, it was an obvious mainline Ratchet was supposed to, or, like, could have come out, we got it as a BotCon exclusive and as a Takara Online exclusive, with the Combiner Wars one.
Yeah, but this is a lot easier to get.
I mean, yes, but, like, at the same time, just assume, like, I feel like there are at least some pockets of places where people might not be able to get Walgreens exclusives. And even, like, Brainstorm sat, but the clones, at least from around my area, after they showed up the first time, like I remember like leading up to when I found them, I was checking almost every day because I could pass like 5 Walgreens going and coming to work. And after I found them, they all disappeared. And my friend who works at a Walgreens was like, yeah, as soon as like I texted you that they were in, some dude came in and bought them all.
That's crazy because literally I've seen plenty of people on Twitter and also myself. Every Walgreens I go to has like 20 of them.
In
Because
my area,
I've been there with you.
they're gone. They're like I haven't.
That's
I haven't
crazy.
seen-
Yeah, like I could get you literally 10 clone packs going to 1 or 2 Walgreens from here. I am certain of that. So that's kind of interesting.
If
But
that
yeah.
stays with Rekgar, like hit me up.
Yeah, Rekgar needs to happen. Rekgar needs to get released soon, and then we can start worrying about Ratchet. I don't know. For some reason, I'm a lot more excited for Ratchet than Rekgar. Although I feel like that's because it's a new toy, whereas Rekgar, it's like a toy that I've had for a while now, but I still want it. I don't know. Either way, I'm excited for Siege Ratchet, and I feel like that's a good move because especially if they do a Crosshairs out of Ironhide. Because weren't people saying that they could do that? Am I wrong? Am I crazy?
I haven't
Yeah.
heard Crosshairs. My crazy speculation, though, is that they could possibly do a heavy retool of it into Cybertron Defense Scattershot if they're doing Cybertron Defense pulling
Possible.
a Cybertron hot shot out of Hound.
I bet we'll get Cup too out of Ironhide. I think that's
That's the one I've heard. That's the one I've been hearing a lot.
Cup and
Cup-
Crosshairs. I genuinely
Cup-
hope Crosshairs, but
Cup will be weird because Ironhide uses at least like sculpting from Cup. Like there's some sharedness going on, so it'd be weird if we get another Cup from that same
yeah,
sort of family. The Crosshairs I could see, and then if they turn Punch into Point Blank,
yeah.
then we just need.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
thinking that they could do Crosshairs, is because I think that since they did the Decepticon Target Masters, they're gonna do the Autobots.
Part of
But
me, and I'm
it's Sure Shot.
yeah, Sure Shot would be the last one that we need, and then part of me is kind of like not upset. I mean, I guess bummed that like we're not going to see. Like it'd be neat if we could see the Target Masters as headmasters, just like the Decepticon ones were.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, if Prime War, not Prime Wars, the War for Cybertron trilogy could at the very least finish off the Masters figures that we didn't get, like Ape Face, Snapdragon, Scorponok.
I'd be A-okay with that. And they've been talking about how with this line, they're willing to do gimmicks, just not wide. They're not doing wide line gimmicks in the individual figures, like the 3mm accessories and like the blast effects. That's the gimmick. But like the they will still take gimmicks from toys that originally had it, like Ultra Magnus. They talked about that, like how they gave him the gimmick of the white cab inside the big armor, but that they aren't doing that for every other figure. So, yeah. But anyways, moving on. FYI, I did not order the news at all this week, so it is kind of random. But next is actually relevant.
I wanted to say a thing. The Ratchet. While I would appreciate it more if it was mainline release, I'm just glad to at least have proper confirmation we are getting one. And hopefully with it being an exclusive, that means we can have room for the other figures I'd like to get out of the Siege Autobots at the very least. Those being Blue Streak, Smokescreen, and Sunstreaker.
Oh God, I hope we get a blue streak. I hope we get a blue streak.
Just to get all the uses of the molds that we know we're getting.
Yeah.
To their uniform. And Sunstreaker because we're getting Sideswipe. We need the brother.
Yeah, since we're getting... Oh God, I didn't even realize it. Since we're getting a Prowl mold, I need some type of exclusive or something to happen where we get the blue streak.
I'm waiting
streak is
for
my
that to be
weakness.
next year. I'm waiting for that to be the first of next year's exclusives from Amazon. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it.
Wouldn't be surprised, but yeah. But anyways, the next news item we have is they have a poster for War for Cybertron Siege, and I gotta say, I like this poster, and very interestingly, there's the Ark dead center, which is interesting, because this is Siege, not like Escape from Cybertron or anything like.
Exodus.
So, yeah, it's not Exodus. Like, I know, I'm just, like, describing the chapter, like, they specifically discuss how Siege is the war starting. So I feel like they wouldn't have the Ark for story reasons unless there's a certain character that they're gonna make into the Ark. Just saying.
Saying that they might redo Omega Supreme into the Ark.
I'm saying I think that Omega Supreme is the Titan for this year, and that, well, this coming year, and that I think he'll be the Ark. Even if he's not the Ark, I am like...
Heck, yes. Animated references, gotta love it.
I'm like 85% sure Omega Supreme is coming next year. I'm like 60% sure he's the Ark.
So, though, I'd be admittedly surprised if they would go so non-G1 slavish for Omega. It's the only thing I'd say to that.
Maybe. I don't know.
And I know I'm Geloff, sorry.
No, it's fine. I know that when this picture first showed up, look at, and I'll draw your attention to this. Look at Sideswipe, and then look immediately below him at the tower.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people were saying that kind of looks like Omega's rocket mode.
That kind of does.
I can see it. I can see if it does then IDW's Omega Supreme kind of have the boots be side pieces that held the rocket in place or something.
Maybe, and there's
as opposed to splitting up into part of the track or something. I forget.
I would have to agree that that building stands out. If you look at all the buildings on the right, they're very similar and not distinct. There isn't it's just outlines, whereas that one is both shaded and has a lot more weird detailing to it and such. The ones on the right look very generic. That one has kind of stands out, and then the city is probably Metroplex. Oh yeah, I'm almost certain of that. Just looking at the general shape of the city.
Oh yeah,
it's Metroplex.
2013 Titan class Metroplex regular retail re-release. Let's do it.
I'd be okay with that. Not gonna lie. And if they
don't have one,
I missed out on him.
I do have one, but I think that is a toy that I wouldn't mind getting a reissue. You know what I mean? Like a re-release.
Mm. Oh no, for people who missed it, totally. Metro Titan colors at some point.
Oh god. Please. I would take that as a Titan for a year instead of a new Titan. I mean, there are other Titans that I still want, but I would accept that repaint as the Titan of the year.
Metro repaint.
Let Omega and Scorponok come out and then do whatever the heck you want. That's yep. I just want Scorponok. I'm still upset Scorponok lost the Titans Return Headmaster Titan class figure vote.
Screw it. Well, I mean, out of all of them, the only one that hadn't been a headmaster was Trypticon, because Omega was a headmaster in Energon.
That is true.
That is true.
We want to think about Energon.
Yeah.
No, but it is just ironic that literally the one character that never had the gimmick implemented was the character that won the vote for the toy line that was all about that gimmick. That's just kind of funny, but yeah. But anyways,
Trypticon toy.
Pretty poster. Yes, and I do not I voted for Trypticon, and I am still very firmly positioned that I do not regret voting for Trypticon. I'm happy that Trypticon won. I wouldn't go back and change it. Mainly because
Trypticon's great.
Yeah, I think we'll get a Scorponok at some point. So it may be a while, but you know. Anyways, next news item is just a small thing, but something to keep an eye out, that if you are out at Walmart and you're looking at the watches, you may find a Transformers watch. I like merchandise like this, like the licensed merchandise where it's just it's not any specific show or anything. I mean, it does have like the Evergreen / Cyber. I think that's actually Cyberverse Bumblebee on like the case for it. But the watch itself is just black and red with an Autobot symbol. I like this kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff I buy. Like, that I want to buy. That it's like, I like branded stuff of Transformers. If it's not Transformers or like Star Wars or Marvel, I don't want my stuff branded. But if it's a brand that I love, I will buy anything that is branded of it. I'm that person that will buy literally anything. I'm the person who went to Sonic and got the Transformers slushies because they had them. Because they were Transformers.
Did you get all like the Hostess stuff, like the Twinkies and stuff back Dark of the Moon?
I got a couple of them, yeah. And then I know for Age of Extinction I got all the Oreos too. They had the promotion of all the Transformers characters on the Oreos, and I got giant family-sized packs of both of them, and actually took them on a mission trip that I went on around the time of Age of Extinction coming out, and I watched every TV spot, because that was like the week before the movie came out, and I watched the TV spots that came out every day, because, you know, the week before a movie, that's when you start to get tons of TV spots with brand new moments. I would watch TV spots at the end of every single day after the work. So, but yeah, I like to buy this kind of stuff. So,
slave, Eric.
What?
Congratulations, you're a corporate slave.
I am. I will totally admit it too. I freaking love the stuff. I just can't help it. But yeah. The next bit of news is really cool. Chris McFeely, which if you don't know him, super cool dude. Definitely go over on YouTube and check him out. Chris McFeely is awesome. He has been announced that he will be the writer for Transformers Hystoria, an official IDW publication coming in December to examine and commemorate the 13 years of IDW's Transformers comic universe. And he himself actually confirmed that it is an in-universe recollection of events.
It's a 48 pages in-universe, taking artwork from the various stories.
Yep.
And funnily enough, I believe it was stated that like most of the art pieces they have chosen already are Andrew Carter's artwork.
Yeah. I also want to say that he said that the in-universe explanation was not necessarily a specific character that survives like all the events that are coming. I want to say that he said it's like just some omniscient sort, like just omnipotent. Like it's not a character.
From the perspective of some omniscient character from within the universe. It's not an outside look into the universe.
Yeah. So
this is what.
There's that.
Also, the article does not have a link to the cover.
Oh, but that's the next that's the next link, which is
cool.
Magnificent.
It is beautiful.
This is some of the best Transformers artwork I've seen in a while.
And this was done by Sarah Petra
DeRoche.
DeRoche?
DeRoche? I don't know how to say it, but anyways, wow, she nailed it. Oh my god, she nailed it. I'm the type of person who normally just reads comics and like books online and that kind of stuff. I am definitely I'm buying this book and displaying it because this is a beauty.
Yes.
One thing that
looks awesome.
Interesting. That Sarah was kind of giving commentary on Twitter was that their original, because the image, for people if you didn't see it, it's an image of the Matrix and then sort of like shards or like energy is coming out, and it shows glimpses of a bunch of different key moments in the IDW universe with different characters.
Yeah, I was gonna say all the characters.
The original, at least, or at one point, they were toying with the idea of, instead of the Matrix, it being Brainstorm's briefcase.
Yeah, and that looked cool. I think this is the better one, especially for like just for the book in general. And I think it turned out better than the briefcase would have. But I did love seeing a little bit of like the concept sketch of the briefcase. That was cool.
Yeah. That was
yeah.
quite.
I love this cover.
I just found Thundercracker and Buster. There's images in here that I'm looking through again, and I didn't even see the first time through.
I'm very happy Nova Prime made it.
And where's Nova?
Top right next to Laserbeak.
Oh, okay.
Which makes sense, because he is integral to several... Oh, there's Overlord. I didn't see Overlord before.
There's also Bludgeon.
Oh, no.
Just
I actually
beneath
noticed Bludgeon before, which is weird, because he's less obvious.
Is that supposed to be...
There's a shard of Rewind.
Yeah, like
Is
right by
that from-
Starscream. Is that like right by Starscream?
No, next to Pyramagna. I think it's from the recording.
Yep, it is.
You're right. Oh.
Oh. Because you can see his hand on his shoulder.
That shoulder and that God. Oh.
Oh, man.
God, I'm actually tearing up at this, you guys.
God, this cover is so amazing. I cannot wait for this book. Normally I don't get super excited for this type of thing, but just knowing who is writing it, seeing that cover, like, God, I love this. It could not be any better.
Yeah, you're right. I'm probably gonna order a physical copy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then next to RC, and we're gonna play a game now. What's the thing next to RC in between Ultra Magnus and her?
Or 13.
Are you sure?
That's what I'm assuming it is, because wasn't it held in a similar container in the early stuff?
In my head, I'm thinking the purple background, and then...
It looks like nunchucks. That looks like a chain on it.
No.
Is it Innermost Energon?
Oh, you're right.
I think you're right, which would explain the
Purple.
Chain.
Yeah, and the chain. Okay. Yeah, I think you're right.
This is a fun game.
It is.
Yeah.
If you find any other deep cuts, definitely tweet at us at Steel City Bots. Let us know what else you find in this cover, because God, it's good.
Wait a second. Hold on. One quick thing. Next to Springer, top right. What the heck?
That's
is
what
that?
I was about. I was
Blue
actually
flower.
just about to ask the same thing.
Is that
Oh, it's the flowers from how many people they've killed. Yeah.
Okay. Now I was looking at the details weirdly. I was like,
No,
is that
I was really confused at first too.
Francis's head?
I was just like, what the heck is that? No, but yeah, that's cool. I also find it very interesting that Megatron is wearing a Decepticon symbol in... Oh, never mind. Never mind. I mean,
Yeah,
he is, but right above Decepticon Megatron is the shot of him literally taking Bumblebee's badge and placing it on his chest. So
Yeah.
there's that. But yeah, anyways, if you see any other things, definitely tweet at us. But speaking of things that could not be any better, our next news item is amazing. We haven't seen it yet, and I can't wait to see it. But oh my God, this is just... This blows my mind. We're getting the real Ghostbusters themed reissue of MP10 Optimus Prime. Yes, we're also getting an encore set of the cassettes featuring Frenzy, along with 2 unreleased combiner tapes, Graphy and Noise, who form Decibel. Both are listed as exhibition limited, so odds are good. These are meant to be some kind of Japanese exclusive next year, so there's that. Wait, are these the Dino cassettes, or is this a different?
Yeah,
cassette?
these are the other pair of Dino cassettes that were Japanese exclusive and never released in the U.S. or any other place.
Oh, I feel like they're gonna get a stateside release at some point.
Yeah, the fact that these are coming out late next year, I'm fairly certain that this will be around like convention season, so we'll probably see
Easily.
Graphy and Noise. My curiosity lies in what the heck the Frenzy in the set is supposed to be.
Did we see? I have not seen it.
There's no images. I'm thinking, at least like spitballing, it's no, that wouldn't make any sense. I was gonna say G1 animation colors, but the red and black toy fits those. So
I don't know.
it would have to be Rumble. I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't know.
What color do you guys think the Ghostbusters Optimus Prime is going to be, though? I cannot wait to see what this looks like. I don't think I'm going to buy it just because it's expensive, but what color? I just cannot wait to see it. What color do you think it's going to be?
He's going to be in the colors of their uniforms, and his little backpack thing is going to be colored like a proton pack.
I'm very disappointed that he's not colored in the Ecto-1 colors.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know what he looks like yet.
I thought.
Well, I mean, they could make him. Well, I mean, in the real Ghostbusters, they all had different colored suits, right?
I thought they were. No, they're all the same. They're all gray, aren't they?
In the cartoon?
Oh,
no, they
wait,
all
never
have
mind,
different
never mind.
colored suits
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
cartoon. Yeah.
So they could make Optimus white in a white suit with the boots and everything, and then have him transform into the Ecto-1.
Yeah.
Well, color-wise.
Yeah. Also, as it turns out, oil can get sap off of your hands.
Good
Hot
to
oil?
know.
No, just regular oil.
It's boring.
I think you should pour hot oil on your hands now and see how that works in comparison.
That's okay. I don't want to deep fry myself. At least not today.
I was going to say, are you sure? But yeah, we don't have pictures of this Ghostbusters Optimus Prime yet, but man, I cannot wait to see what it looks like. Speaking of things that people can't wait to see what they look like, I'm not excited for this, but I know tons and tons of people are. The next news item is the preview for Star Trek vs. Transformers #1, the comic book, has been put up. The first 4 pages, and I gotta say, I'm not any more excited for this at all, but I think when this comes out, I am going to watch it just so I can do a video about it.
You're gonna watch it?
Watch it. Read it. I'll
Yeah,
watch
you're
it.
gonna watch that comic.
He's gonna listen to it.
Wait, who's next Optimus Prime? Whose shin is that?
Metroplexes?
No, isn't that Ultra Magnus's?
I literally, both of those went through my mind before I asked, so that's why I was like, which is it? Because, like, the size-wise doesn't make sense for it to be Metroplex. Like, that would be Ultra Magnus. But at the same time, I feel like that's the shape of Metroplex's shin.
Yeah.
And then again, I'm like, but the scale wouldn't work. And then I'm like, but it's something as ridiculous as Star Trek versus Transformers, so making sense is kind of out the window, so it's possible. If I had to take a... I don't know. Now that's bothering me now.
Where's the shin?
I'm gonna
about?
look at. Hold on, I'm gonna look at Ultra Magnus's shin
I mean, I
because
think it varies
it's
on...
got. It looks like it's got that little round thing that Ultra Magnus has on his shin.
That depends what Ultra Magnus you're talking about. Some Ultra Magnus... I was like, I think... I don't know. If it's Ultra Magnus, you gotta look at the G1 cartoon, because that is clearly what Optimus Prime and Bumblebee are, just pure G1 cartoons, so... G1 Ultra Magnus cartoon shin.
Oh no, G1 Ultra Magnus.
As I say, it's
He does not.
rectangles.
Yeah, and also there's no red on his shin, and that little lip there should be blue.
There is on the toy.
Yeah, but on the cartoon model, there's
Yeah,
not.
I know. So I don't know.
And on this, that I think is supposed to be Dreamwave art, although I could be wrong. I don't know where it's from.
Either way,
He's got the
we'll find out when it comes
shin.
out.
Question.
Yes.
What the hell are you guys talking about?
The Star Trek crossover comic.
I got that. Where do
Look
you
at
think
the-
you
look
see
at the
Ultra
Next
Ma-
to Optimus,
The
on
cover
his left,
on the
Shit.
very far left side.
like right
Where?
behind Spock.
on the cover?
Yes, next to Spock.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was within the content of the pages. I completely missed
Now
that.
watch us. Let's watch us be total idiots, and that's actually like just part of a fort or a base or something.
I
No, it's
wanted to
Blitzwing.
I wanted to draw attention to page 4.
Yeah, that I did too.
In the middle of all those seekers, who's flying?
Arachnid.
Yep, that's Arachnid. No, I noticed that. Also, is that? Oh, that's Starscream. Okay. Yeah, that's
We've
Arachnid.
got,
Oh, well, God.
we've got the 6 main seekers plus Acid Storm.
And
And then
Arachnid.
Arachnid.
I was gonna say an Arachnid, which is. I'm down
Nice.
for that. That makes me like it a little bit more. Actually.
I can't wait to read this. This looks like it's going to be fun.
I don't understand why Arachnid is there, but I'm all for it.
To see a bunch of like old G1 G1 classic characters fighting. Oh, hey, there's Arachnid.
Okay, I mean, Windblade's also here. We know that. So
And I
Yeah,
see a
but-
cone head.
I see there are 3
More
cone
than I
heads.
say, there are more than
sides.
one cone head. So,
I just meant on page 4.
yep, on page
Okay.
4 there are multiple cone
There's
heads.
one.
I thought that. Wait. No.
Grab
Yet,
thrust.
Where's Thrust? Wait, which
Down.
one's Thrust?
Down
Oh,
below.
Right next to Acid
It's
Storm,
got the-
below
got the VTOL.
Arachnid.
I say it's the VTOL.
I
That's how
thought
you know
that was
it's a cone head.
supposed to be Windblade. Okay,
I thought
never
that
mind.
at
No,
first.
no.
Oh.
That
Those-
crossed my mind at first.
No, just because I
Might
saw
be.
the VTOLs.
When Blade's tearing apart the planet.
Yep.
I thought she was defending. I don't know what's going on
Look
here.
at-
Her
look at
missile. I mean, the
like her
missiles.
teeth going directly to an explosion at the factory plant.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention to the missiles. I was paying attention to the red jet with VTOLs. And I don't often think about the coneheads, but apparently I think about Windblade more often.
Weird.
Hey.
Yep.
Thrust and Windblade are siblings confirmed.
True.
Yes, because of what I did. I confirmed it.
But anyway,
I would like $50 for the confirmation of this information, please.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How about like 10?
No.
Oh.
How about you pay me 10?
Yeah, I think you should pay each
Also-
one, every single cast member. You need to pay $10. There you go.
I was with you when it was just Soundjack, but no thanks.
I feel like this has been brought up before.
Zeus paying us?
Someone paying the rest of the people on the podcast.
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if I was around for that too.
Yeah. But anyways, next bit of news we have is actually a toy I am super, super stoked for. I cannot describe my excitement for this toy, actually.
Try.
Bumblebee the movie, MPM 7, movie masterpiece VW Bug Bumblebee, officially announced. Amazon is to stock. So, as of right now, the official Transformers Facebook page posted images of the upcoming movie masterpiece 7 Bumblebee, as seen in Bumblebee the movie, sporting over 25 points of articulation and over 150 deco operations. This figure is said to be coming soon to online retailer Amazon, but the world exclusive is not being used. But at the moment, no one else has been mentioned to be carrying the release of this figure, although I think the pricing of it on TF Source is the same as the retail. Like, I think the retail of it, the MSRP is $89.99. Although I'm assuming it means major retailers, so it means like, Toys R Us would have been the one to stock it before, because they were the ones doing the movie masterpiece figures. So yeah, as of right now,
Now
it
I'm
looks like
sad again.
Amazon's the only major one to be doing it. But hey, it's okay. We're gonna be able to get it, and my God, this thing looks so good.
It looks awesome, except for one thing. I saw a little transformation video on him. No visible head syndrome. That's gonna bother me.
That's inaccurate. How dare they?
The one time
Where
that
is-
we actually want visible head syndrome,
Well,
there's no visible
it's
head
not
syndrome.
exactly visible. It's kind of, but kind
It's
of
visible
not.
face syndrome.
Well, no, I mean, like, as in, it's not it technically is kind of visible, but also technically not, because it's underneath the vehicle. But still, we know what you mean, the head being placed underneath the front of the car. Where does the head go?
From what I can remember, it was like covered up.
Huh.
I can't remember. It's been a while since I watched the video, but I still remember.
I think that
doesn't
video
have-
got taken down,
Well,
so now we'll never know
good thing I watched it.
until this comes out and we get reviews that aren't taken down.
Well, until then, we got the studio series.
Also,
with
does it?
accurate head syndrome?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Is-
I'm very excited for that toy, though. Look at the articulation in the fingers. That looks so good.
Here we go, back with the hands.
No, but look at it. Like, he has individual finger and knuckle articulation. Like, he is man, he is sporting those articulated hands. I'm
He
loving that.
he got the hands.
He has missile boobs too, which is always a plus.
He's-
Eric, you don't need to tell us about what
this film.
you don't need to tell us about what you're into. It's okay, Eric.
No. What
Some of that can be
confuses me-
left to the imagination.
What confuses me about that is that it seems that with Bumblebee, gravity works in reverse because then they move from there to his shoulders. Whereas with most people, they sag.
Maybe that's just what he's into, Miguel.
Oh my
Judge.
freaking God, Miguel.
Kick Miguel.
Miguel, maybe that's just what he's into.
Like in
Don't
20
judge.
years, in 20 years' time, they firm up way too much and they end up on his shoulders.
Okay. Stop, please.
All right.
Can we move on?
Yeah, moving on.
Let's just put that beetle bra right back on him.
Yeah, really. But anyways, moving on to news that is
Oh.
actually soon. It's relevant because New York Comic Con is right around the corner, which you should be excited for multiple reasons. And if you know anyone that's going, you might want to ask them to snag you this exclusive that's been announced, which is Transformers Nemesis Prime Attack Mode exclusive, which is the first release of the Optimus Prime model kit as Nemesis Prime, which is interesting because I thought, wait, this is the Flame Toys one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't this already announced? Not as an
Yeah.
exclusive, but I thought they announced that they were doing a Black Deco version of it. But
Yeah,
they
I saw
I mean, I
that.
guess maybe because like my thought is this an exclusive release? Like this is the first release of it, and then it is coming out regular later, like they announced it to be coming out, or is it only coming out as an NYCC exclusive?
Well, you might as well get it just in case.
Yeah, I would agree. So if you know anyone that's going, you might want to hit them up because they'll be selling it there for $36.
It was definitely in the display case with the Optimus version, with no mention of exclusivity.
But again,
I
that
don't
doesn't
think.
necessarily mean it wasn't an exclusive.
Yeah.
But you know,
It
I
could
don't
also be that it was never announced, but you just assumed it was because
know. No.
it's
It was.
Nemesis.
It was shown off before. It was like
Okay.
that. It was announced. It's just. It was not announced as an exclusive before, so now it's the question is, was it always
Is it-
intended to be just an exclusive and they just didn't say that before? Or is this an exclusive first release, sort of like HasCon RC? Like, where it's like, it's an exclusive and it's coming out there, but you'll also be able to get it
Also,
other
you can
ways
get it in
later,
like a
so.
month at Toys R Us,
Yeah.
except you can't.
Uh-huh. So, I don't know. These are all showing up on Amazon, so I don't know if it'll show up on Amazon like the others or not. We'll see. So, yeah. Either way, I am looking forward to seeing how that specific model kit turns out because it looks good. I'm tempted to get it. I know someone else that is going to New York Comic Con, and he asked if I wanted him to pick me up one. I was like, I think not at the moment, but because I want to save for TFCon, but I don't know, so I'm gonna let him know if I change my mind. But
You can just get one at TFCon, but it'll be super expensive.
well, yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm conflicted.
Just do it.
I'm probably gonna do it. But yeah, anyways, the next news item we have though, and
You're full for.
last but not least, is hey, I'm actually mentioned in this article. I didn't realize that.
Toy designer and professional younger person.
That is what I am to
Eric.
them. Yeah, no,
Huh.
but I let them know where to find because they couldn't find where the stories were on Instagram, and I was like, hey, you just click on the profile picture once you're at their profile, and that'll show you the story because that's where they were releasing this
Yeah.
information. But the Transformers Instagram, which I cannot tell you enough. If you aren't following the Transformers Instagram and Hasbro Pulse, you really need to. They are doing good with their social media. I don't like Instagram. I check Instagram for that, for their stuff. I have notifications turned on for their posts because it's usually worthwhile. I like it. They do little Q&As on their stories, and their posts are usually good. They have fun reveals sometimes. And then also Star Wars Facts, I have a page that I follow for that. But because I like learning about Star Wars. I don't like learning daily facts about anything, just Star Wars. Stuff that I can't use in real life. But anyways, we got...
Are you kidding? You can always use more information about the Star War.
But we got information about the Ultra Magnus figure. They did a little Q&A. So first off, they revealed that it is 8 inches tall in armor, which is a little shorter than leaders we've seen up to now, but that's not surprising because figures are getting smaller as they go. But it's still sizable. His alternate mode is based on the 2001 Robots in Disguise Magnus. Not surprised.
Officially, though.
Here's something that was interesting to note is that it's stated that the War for Cybertron Siege Voyager Optimus Prime has a hover mode where you basically take the tires and flip them in so the sides of the tires are facing the ground, a la Fall of Cybertron, War for Cybertron. Those games did that where it was like the speed mode, the wheels are down like a normal car, but in hover mode they flip down and everything. But it stated that the Ultra Magnus mold, the inner cab robot, will not have that. Even though the Voyager Optimus will, this does not. Which I'm okay with. If I want one of them to have the hover mode, it is Prime. Because he needs something to be cyber. Yeah, he needs something to be cyber. Yeah, he needs something to be Cybertronian. Whereas Ultra Magnus, it's like he's the Robots in Disguise version. So
he's already pretty Cybertronian.
Yeah. Also, this was the most interesting, I thought. Wait, what's it say? Ultra Magnus being from different tooling does not. But he can give Micromasters a ride on his trailer. I don't know why they mentioned that as a part of that fact. But this.
Well, that was just one of the answers to one of the questions.
No, that was mentioned in relation to the hover mode. Like it was saying, he can't have a hover mode, but Micromasters can ride in his trailer. I don't know why.
I don't know. Maybe they just thought it was a little fun.
But anyways, the next fact they have is that which I thought was most interesting, while Ultra Magnus does not have a hammer, which is the first version of Ultra Magnus to not have a hammer in a while, actually, a hammer will be included among the Battle Masters for Magnus to arm himself with. So
also, it said something about the wreckers in that one.
Yeah, it said keep your eye out for a wrecker that'll be having a hammer. What wrecker has a hammer?
Rack and Ruin.
Oh.
Eric's face was just like, oh hell.
I knew someone did, but I couldn't. I was like, I couldn't.
Also,
think of it.
Don't Topspin and Twin Twist have hammers? At least in
No,
I don't think so.
That's wrong. That's from the third-party company that did Topspin Twin Twist.
Yeah, Apex and Genesis did.
I thought they did in Last Stand.
In continuity.
I thought they did in Last Stand. Okay.
Rack and Ruin. You do one with the hammer, you do one with the axe. You're good. You solved it. You've solved the problem.
But that's interesting because this does not mention. I remember that from the Instagram post said that keep your eye out for a wrecker that will have a hammer. But this says that there will be a Battle Master hammer, like how we have.
That's what I thought. Wait,
I really hope that his face is the hammer. I just think that's funny.
He's
just
curious
hammer
who
face.
that'll be. Is there anyone that we can think of that will be a hammer? As a Battle Master, like does that?
No, that's
well,
what
I'm looking. Well, Lionizer turns into a sword, and he was an Action Master partner, but he had a gun for him. He was a gun.
So maybe it's going to be one of the Action Master partners.
So I think the Action Masters are going to get modified into the other non-gun weapons. Honestly, straight just looking at the list of names, there's an Autobot Action Master partner called Basher, so I'm just going to be. I
feel like that could be it.
Because it's
watch them use Basher to be like a serrated blade.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then also they did ask someone. I mean, someone did ask them if Magnus will come with missile launchers or shoulder cannons for his shoulders, which I feel like it's kind of a dumb question when you can see the picture and he has the missile launchers. But they say to highlight the combat parts interchanging system, which is basically the 5mm peg system that has been in place for literally all of Transformers. You can replace the missile launchers with cannons if you so choose. So you have the option. And then they mentioned this in this article, even though this was like weeks ago where they're mentioned that to keep your eyes on something big on the horizon in response to someone asking if there's a Titan class figure. So yeah, they basically confirmed there is a Titan class. They didn't say yes, but they're hinting basically confirms there is a
There might be
Titan class
something
figure for
big.
Siege.
Tune
When they
into New
say
York
something
Comic-Con.
big, when they say something big, are we thinking Unicron?
No.
Well, no. The question was, is there going to be a Titan? They said, look out for something big on the horizon. I don't think that was a clue as to what the character was. It was just, you're getting a Titan, but we can't say you're getting a Titan yet. I
don't know. When they say
certain
big on the horizon,
it's not Unicron.
I
It's not Unicron. I will.
I
bet
know.
money on
I
that.
just want to say what I'm trying to say though is all. When I hear big on the horizon, just in my mind,
You're
I
still wrong.
picture. That's fine if I'm wrong, Eric.
But I don't want
just
you to
wanna-
finish because you're wrong.
I just want to be wrong to the public. Okay?
It's Unicron. Ha! I didn't even let him finish.
I just imagine seeing Unicron on the horizon. That's all. Bye.
Nah, Primus is even more like. Honestly, like for War for Cybertron Siege, they would do Primus before they do Unicron. Now, later in the series, they could totally do Unicron, but like as of right now, I'm certain it's going to be Omega Supreme. But even if it wasn't, they would do Primus before they would do Unicron. I'm just saying.
And how long before we get a Scorponok?
I'm hoping. My hope is Omega Supreme, Scorponok, Unicron for the trilogy. That's my hope. We'll see.
I can't wait till New York Comic Con where John Warden just holds up some train tracks or something, and he's just like, "There you go."
That's all. Goodbye.
Well, hold on a second, Eric.
I feel like they'll hold up the rocket. But what were you gonna say, Soundjack?
So, you know how we've made comments about what if 2020 is 15th anniversary of Cybertron? That would be Primus year.
It could be,
yeah.
but I feel like they would finish up the trilogy on Unicron. I mean, I don't know.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
but
no,
they would be
it's
finishing up the
2019.
trilogy in 2021.
Yeah, it finishes
Oh.
the trilogy in 2021.
Oh no, you're right.
So,
But does
If
it
my
make sense to do
speculation
Primus in the
2020
middle of the trilogy about Cybertron? I feel like that is a little weird. Like, if you're gonna do, I don't know.
Maybe do them after Unicron.
Yeah, I was
so,
gonna say,
like,
can Primus
Unicron
transform
middle.
halfway through the war for Cybertron? It's like, isn't he uninhabitable at that point? I mean, I guess the war for Cybertron could be Exodus, and then after Exodus, it's just like, well, Primus transforms because no one's on him? But isn't the point of Exodus because he's dead? But again, the toy line probably won't tie into fiction that much, so...
Can
they're
it just,
they're making their own new fiction.
It's like
Blackjack.
it's like after it's like in the very end all the Transformers leave Cybertron, and then Primus is like, they're gone.
Where'd everybody
Transforms.
No,
he
Jared, they all leave Cybertron, and then Optimus turns to the camera and says, "I guess the real Cybertron was the friends we made along the way."
No.
instead of Primus, can it be just a Titan class upscale of the Unicron head that comes with Primus
Yes!
with the tentacles?
Oh my gosh, yes, that would be great.
That is the truth, what we are getting.
Wait, a
That is
Titan
how-
class upscale of what?
The Unicron head.
Yes.
That'd be hilarious. But yeah. Anyways, I thought that was all interesting information. But anyways, moving on to our pretty pre-order of the week. Jared, what is said pretty pre-order? It's very pretty.
It is very, very. Y'all probably already know what this is, or know what it is. It would be Movie Masterpiece 7 Bumblebee. He is up for pre-order on TF Source and also Chosen Prime, I think. Yeah. He is. The price is $89.99. And he is estimated to arrive October of this year. So sometime, yeah, pretty much a month from now.
More like a few weeks from now, probably.
Yeah, probably. And I cannot wait for this. Like, this might be, yeah, I'm probably going to be pre-ordering this at some point soon.
I'm quite excited. This is going to be on my list for things to pick up at TFCon.
This is going to be my list of things that I'm going to be picking up because I'm not going to TFCon, sadly.
That's just a normal list.
No, that week, Jared will have his what I didn't get at TFCon Hall.
Yeah.
He's going to make himself a home bigger than the rest of ours combined.
Yeah, I'll just I'll just go on
gosh.
this huge shopping spree of buying figures. Like, even if I already have a figure, I'll buy
You'll
another
just make
copy.
your own TFCon.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Good.
But
Blackjack, the Transformer.
anyways,
That's Combiner Wars Blackjack somewhere in some Target or Walmart or something.
yeah. This week's mascot is a nod to the thing that we didn't talk about, and it is movie Cybertronian G1 Bisque. Because if you haven't seen the little bits of footage leaking out, there are now 2 different movie Cybertronian designs of several characters. Big difference. Yeah. But we're not going to talk about that now. We're going to talk about that in the podcast that goes up immediately following this. Yeah. Miguel, what is also on Nerdy Geek Talk this week?
A billion things.
Yep. Actually, I'm kidding. There are 7 podcasts that will be going up right when this goes up, because for a week we've been totally backed up. We recorded literally like every show this week. We even recorded Awesome Asylum and Anime Overdrive. I say we, I wasn't on that. But those shows got recorded. Those shows never get recorded. And that is the week where nothing was able to be uploaded. So yes, you know that at the time of this uploading, everything else you just got bombed with. So yes, you're welcome for that week's worth of podcast all in one day. Enjoy.
The network drank its prune juice.
All right, but anyways, you can find our podcast by subscribing to Nerdy Geek Talk on YouTube if you want, if that's your thing. If you listen to podcasts on other podcast places, we are on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean, all that good stuff. Just search for Nerdy Geek Talk. You'll subscribe and get all of our lovely podcasts. So definitely do that. And you can also follow us at Nerdy Geek Talk, where we tweet out literally the second the podcast goes up on Podbean and YouTube. It is tweeted out from there. So if you have notifications set there, you will be notified instantly the second the podcast is available. Then also at Steel City Bots, you can follow us there. There's usually, funny things, occasional polls, stuff like that on Twitter and also on Instagram. Soundjack, did you post anything this past week? I'm just curious. I'm not. Did you?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
There are a couple.
Yep.
I tend to be more, but there were a couple.
Oh yeah. There were several. Now that I was gonna say, I remember that. So
because this week was just a picture the confused costuming of Counterpunch. And celebration of International Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Oh yeah, go Thermidor. But yeah, so definitely check those out. Personally, you can find me at Eric Crowbar or on Twitter at AmosPrime on Instagram, and also Eric Crownover on YouTube.
Have you posted anything yet?
As of this podcast going up, there is a video. There's a video literally uploading as I speak. So, I mean, I also have the intro video, but I mean like an actual video.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah. No, those haven't been going up because I've been stressed out about the podcast not going up. None of the podcasts have been going up, so I haven't been recording because I've been trying to get that taken care of. But yes.
Completely.
So, definitely check out all those places. Soundjack, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on the interwebs on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Soundjack426. My YouTube channel is a Transformers toy review channel, along with but it also features my Soundjack's Rambles podcast, where I talk about different nerdy things. My Instagram is where I post pictures of my toys, and Twitter is where I hang out. So come on by and say hi. And Eric, I'm going to say it right now. If this podcast is not titled Salty Soundjack, I will be very disappointed and even more salty.
Oh, it already is, but you should still be salty. Because Salty Soundjack is just it's nice. Well, I mean like the sound of it, not necessarily you. You suck, but no.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Before I get killed, Zeus, where can people find you on the interwebs?
People can find me on Twitter at _Zeus. That's the word underscore spelled out. I'm going to be there most of the time. You can also check out my Instagram, pcm.exe, and my YouTube, PCM Reviews, where I'm almost definitely going to be putting up a review of that Studio Series Bumblebee.
What's PCM stand for? Like, what's that come from?
I don't remember.
Okay. Anyways,
It's just become my thing.
that wasn't the answer I was expecting. But anyways,
What were you expecting?
I don't know, something, and maybe initials of someone or something that you looked up. I don't know. I didn't expect nothing.
Well,
Anyways.
sometimes in life, that's what you get. You just have to deal with that.
Disappointment. Aw. That's sad.
I'm probably going to change it at some point. But
Well,
I
that's
just
very
haven't
bold
gotten
and
around to
daring.
it.
Anyways,
No, if I change it, I'm just changing it to _Zeus.
yeah, that's a pretty safe bet. Jared, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me mostly on Twitter at Jared Proko. That's where I'm at again, most of the time. Other than that, I do have a Twitter at ProcJar00. That's where I do my knockoff desk bots, which are night bots. And yeah, come check me out.
And then Miguel, last but not least, where can people find you on the interwebs?
People can find me on Twitter at LogosMiner, where I spread lies about Soundjack and complain about how Cyberverse can't get their stuff together with the Autobot symbols.
Those are literally the first two things I saw on my timeline when I opened Twitter. It's just you telling lies about Soundjack and complaining about continuity with Autobot symbols in Transformers Cyberverse.
They keep forgetting to put Bumblebee triangle at the top of Bumblebee's Autobot logo on, and it bothers me.
Wait, when did Soundjack say he hates babies?
See, that's a real issue.
Did you not look at the
True
messages?
DM.
The Steel City Knots messages?
Oh, I
And
didn't
I-
realize that. Okay.
I mean, he's right, but like, I don't hate babies. What's wrong with you, Soundjack?
Again, I never said I hate movies. I only implied I did generally dislike them.
Eric, why do you always retweet that?
Because I
'Cause
always unretweet it, apparently. Like, my account, for some reason, every time I visit your account, that's no longer retweeted and liked by me. So every time I see it, I want to like it and retweet it because it just doesn't apparently save that I do that.
This is the third time you've liked and retweeted my pinned tweet.
I know, but I'm telling you, every time I visit your account after, like, seeing a tweet or something, I'm like, oh, I need to go see his other tweets. I always see that pinned, and it doesn't have a like and retweeted already. So I'm just like, well, I need to do it. I'm sorry. Wait.
Also, don't you need to update that with Siege?
I think there's a comment. Yeah. There's a comment in the thread about how it's been updated.
Yep.
Just add an S onto it. No War for Cybertron S.
Yeah, I was gonna say you need the WFC before the S.
Or W4C.
But then, yeah, as long as you put the
Very true.
WFC once, then the other two lines coming out after Siege, you don't need. You just need those letters.
Yeah, so just
Also,
be WFC.
there's a distinct lack. I think there was a distinct lack of Prime Wars in there.
Prime Wars came about after the fact. Don't get your.
But it
Penny.
is still part of
Like
the. It is still part of the thing. So I don't know. But, anyways, yeah. If you want to come up with the actual full length title of the Transformers toy line, go for it. Let us know your personal title.
Classics, Universe, Generations, etc. Toy
Yeah.
line.
But anyways, that's about it for this week. So, thanks for
Did
listening.
everyone do social? Wait, did everyone do their social medias?
Yeah.
When?
What?
In the part where we tell our social medias is
Yes.
when we did it.
On that delusional note of Soundjack,
Good night.
see ya. Have a good one.
Bye bye.
And Bayanara. There you go.
Yeah, bye, Nara.